Hello, my name is Katalin from HEATLH Unplugged team, and with me today is Ben Pratt, Master of Science in Holistic Nutrition, international presenter and author of Nutrition's Playground. Hi Ben, thanks for being here.
It's great to be here with you today.
Thanks, great that you came. So please tell me what has led you to the world of nutrition and wellness and to where you are now.
Well, many years ago, I started working in a role where I was teaching personal trainers and health enthusiasts. And part of the questions that they would often ask when we were teaching them on the subject of nutrition was where good food came from, how they could choose what to buy when they were at the supermarket. And that led me to search the subject a lot deeper myself, to begin to look for answers as to what foods were worth choosing. And over time, that led me to the work of a man called Weston A Price, and also to the whole world of sort of real food nutrition as a strategy for restoring health. And I've probably spent more than a decade now studying those subjects and trying to get my head around that work, and take a lot of pleasure in being able to offer help and answers to people who are unsure of this kind of twisted world of nutrition.
Yeah. So you mentioned Weston A Price, and I know the foundation is actually going to take part in the event as well as exhibitors. Mm-hmm. So, and you are yourself a chapter leader of the foundation, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's good news. I'm one as well for Hungary.
Oh, there we go. Fantastic.
So
I think I've been a chapter leader since about 2008, so
mm-hmm.
quite a while. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good. And the work of Weston A Price was kind of a foundation for your nutrition studies, and that's where you started.
Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of when I think it was back in 2008 when I bought and read his book, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration, and I think the key thing about that book was there's many other valuable views in the world of nutrition. Weston Price obviously took the time to look at real food being eaten by isolated cultures, and that sort of sparked my interest as to how these people could exhibit such great health living off just real food rather than industrially produced or processed foods, and how ill health came about through eating poor foods. And obviously that rings true with the way a lot of people eat today, and so that opened my mind a little bit to those concepts, and I've continued to read his work and many other people's work since that time. So.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you wrote your own book as well called Nutrition's Playground, right? So what is it all about? Is it what kind of playground is it in our days?
Yeah, well, the title is sort of an analogy where it compares our modern foods, the industrially produced foods that we tend to eat today, and the manufacturers being the ones who've created this playground that is difficult to navigate around. They're the ones who are playing with our food. They're devitalizing the nutrients and turning what were real foods into foods that today don't even closely recognize foods that we should be eating. But yet these foods taste delicious and exciting, and they really get us wanting to eat more of them, but they provide very little in the way of nutrition. So they've created this crazy playground that shouldn't really exist. And so Nutrition's Playground as a book kind of champions the cause to turn from processed, devitalized foods towards eating real whole foods that will restore our health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it sounds like a very holistic view on all these subjects, and you are also an international presenter, right? So what is your role in bringing this message to all these people internationally? So how do you put yourself in this whole picture?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've tried hard over the years at many different events to present a number of different thoughts and ideas, and to help people make a shift, I guess, in their own thinking. I've tended to find that as you first present the idea of changing people's habits, a lot of people tend to justify the way in which they have chosen to eat and live, and they do so because it's easier to accept those sorts of ideas as that they've treated themselves well and that they've treated themselves right. And it often requires a bit of a mental or a behavioral change in order to help people realize that there is a need for change, and that their level of health can be so much better. So as I presented around the United Kingdom, at various international events in Holland, in the USA, and other places like that. I've tried to really champion that change to help people open their minds by sharing some exciting and interesting facts and information that may just make them sit up and go, oh, wow, I hadn't thought of it like that, and hopefully open their mind to look into the subject deeper.
And your next step in that is London at the end of October of this month. So tell us a little bit of intro about your role and your presentation in the event.
Sure. I will do. Well, what I've decided to do at the HEATLH Unplugged event is I wanted to share with people some snapshots of certain foods that have become absolutely intertwined within our eating culture. In particular, I'm going to be looking at 4 foods that really have affected our health in a very big way, and those would be flour and sugar, processed salt, and pasteurized, homogenized, standardized milk, and helping people understand what has happened to those foods, because once upon a time they were real, whole, naturally occurring foods. So we're going to talk about what's happened to those foods and how we can make a shift towards still including those basic ingredients in our diet, but how we can do so in a way that will restore health rather than steal our health, as the processed foods currently do. Yeah,
sounds very interesting and very good topic. And I saw you have some other panels as well.
I do, yes, that's correct. So I'm going to be moderating a panel on asking the strength and conditioning experts. So we've got a series of 4 experts who are also attending and presenting at the event, and so we would invite anybody who is interested in the field of strength conditioning or physical development of any kind that relates to exercise to come along and to have thoughts and ideas and questions that I can present to this panel of experts, and hopefully get their expertise out to those who want to listen.
And you are going to bring your book along, so
I certainly am.
Yeah, we can get your book signed and all of those good things. And where can people go to find out more about your work and your project?
Sure. Well, there's a number of places people can find me. Probably the easiest place would be go to my website, which is www.naturalfoodfinder.com. So that's my main site. It's free, and it helps connect people to where they can find and locate real foods sold here within the United Kingdom. But also I'm pretty active on places like Twitter. So my Twitter handle is Ben_Pratt, or they can go to Facebook as well. I'm also on Facebook. Just search my name and you'll find me.
So your website also acts like a kind of like a resources list for this for the Weston A Price Foundation work of yours?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right. So I encourage people to go check you out on all those places, and of course to come to see you in London and your presentation and hear you and see you there. And myself, I'm also looking forward to see you and meet you there in person. So thank you very much for your time for today. Is there anything else you would like to share with the audience at this moment?
No, just to say come along. It's going to be a great event in London. There's some excellent speakers already lined up, and certainly a few names of people that I've looked up and read their work in the past, and I'm looking forward to meet myself. So definitely come along and enjoy the event.
Yeah, looking forward. Thank you so much, and see you there in London. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.